Hello historians and welcome to this homework video. Today we're going to work a little bit more on our topic, how did Hitler consolidate his power between 1933 and 1934. We're going to look at how he removed political opponents from outside the party. We'll work through workbook materials 1.8 and 1.9, so if you don't have your workbook with you already, you need to go and get that now and a pen and get yourself ready for the homework. When you've got everything, hit play again and we'll get started. Okay guys, so here's the big picture that we've been investigating so far. We're looking at how Hitler consolidated his power from 1933 through to the end of 1934. Now in this homework we're going to look at phase 2 on the diagram there. This is when Hitler removed external threats. This means when Hitler removed opposition from outside the Nazi party. And we're going to look at how he got rid of his political opponents. So this is the third part of our inquiry. So let's talk about how Hitler dealt with external opposition. As you know, Hitler was busy creating a one-party state from the moment that he was appointed as Chancellor. We've already looked at how he used the Reichstag fire to increase his powers, and then the Enabling Act to increase his powers within the law by changing the constitution and making himself a dictator who could make law without consulting the Reichstag. However, despite these increases in Hitler's power, there were still some powerful non-Nazi organisations in Germany who could still make trouble for the Nazis and oppose them. In particular, Hitler was concerned about these groups: the civil service and courts, the Länder parliaments, those are the regional parliaments in different parts of Germany, other political parties like the Social Democrats and the Communists, trade unions, so workers' organisations, and last but not least, social clubs, places where people met up to enjoy their leisure time, for example, orchestras, sports clubs, and those kinds of places. So your first task is to do task 1.9 in your workbook. You have each of these 5 organisations and you need to match them up to the reasons why Hitler saw them as a threat or obstacle. So each of those organisations matches to one of the boxes in the activity. Now you need to pause the video at this point and do that task, and then when you're done, hit play and we will move on together. Okay, so let's check your answers. Here they are. You need to correct your work, so pause the video again if you need to and make sure that your answers are all right. When you're done, hit play again. Okay, so how did Hitler actually go about dealing with these external opponents then? We're going to talk about Gleichschaltung. After the Enabling Act, the Nazis began a process which we call Gleichschaltung. Now that's a German word and it's on your knowledge organisers and I want you to learn it. Gleichschaltung means bringing every single aspect of state and society under Nazi control. And that's exactly what the Nazis did. They targeted all non-Nazi organisations, either taking control of them or shutting them down completely. And you're going to read about this in information 1.8. Now here's what you need to do. While you're reading, I want you to find in that text and label how Hitler dealt with each of those 5 different types of organisations. So for example, alongside the text as you read, I want you to write a number 1 where you can see how Hitler dealt with political parties. And you're going to find in the text how Hitler dealt with trade unions, and you're going to write a number 3 in the text alongside that. Now you need to pause here and do that, and when you're done, hit play and we'll carry on. Okay, final part of your task then. You're ready to complete the third line on your table in task 1.1. This is the line of your table on removing political opponents. In the first box, you need to explain there why Hitler wanted to attack non-Nazi organisations. Now, I suggest you pick 2 of those organisations and you say why they were targeted. So you could, for example, choose political parties and trade unions. Secondly, in the middle box, you need to say what Gleichschaltung was and how the Nazis did it. Now again, I recommend you give 2 examples. So you could say, what did the Nazis do to trade unions and what did they do to political parties, if you like. And in the box on the right, you're going to explain what results did Gleichschaltung have for Hitler and the Nazis and Germany and the German people. So you could think about how did this increase Hitler and the Nazis' power? How did it make Hitler's rule more secure? And you could think about the consequences for the German people. How did these changes restrict or limit Germans' freedom or their power to oppose what the Nazis were doing? You should spend probably 10 minutes on this part of our task, and when you're done, your homework is complete. Well done, guys.